Hey everyone, I just want to take a moment whilst I go for a walk in the woods to thank you all so much for watching this year. This year has been by far the best on the channel, and it means the absolute world to me that you're all watching the videos, enjoying the videos, and that I get to make them. It's not lost on me that I really have the best job in the world, I feel like. I just get to explore my interests and curiosities and share them with people. It's the best. When I got my archaeology degree back in 2010, it was in the middle of the recession before last. There was just no jobs going in that arena, and I really thought the part of my life connected to archaeology was over. I really thought that. And now, because of YouTube and because of you all watching, that's not true. It's brought it back, and it's made my biggest interest, the closest thing I have to a passion, probably a passion of mine, I should say, really, is now my job. And so I just want to express a heartfelt thank you to all of you for making that happen. It's just the best. It's really the best. If you're watching this thinking, oh, should I start a YouTube channel about my interests? 100% yes, you should. You should go for it, absolutely. It's changed my whole life. I also want to say a big thanks to everyone I interviewed this year on the channel. As you've all seen, the direction of this channel is going in now. It's relying a lot on professional interviews, expert interviews. So I just want to give a huge thanks to everyone who volunteered their time to make these videos possible. It really makes the videos extra special. I'm so happy with the sort of direction the channel's taking, you know. There are a lot of podcasts about archaeology where they have expert interviews, and there are a lot of YouTube videos about archaeology that sometimes have interviews, but I don't know, I feel like just the style of my videos at the minute, I don't know, I'm just enjoying making them. And every expert I interview, I send the completed video to them first before I release it. So it sort of acts like a bit of a fact-checking exercise too, which is really important. Honestly, I feel a lot better talking about these subjects that I'm not an expert in when I'm interviewing an expert and they're giving their feedback on the final product. That's not to say that mistakes are impossible or anything like that, far from it. But it just gives me an extra level of confidence to share them with you. You know, it just makes all the difference. It makes the videos extra special, and these conversations have been really, really fun. So huge thank you to everyone who I've interviewed. I've got so many more amazing interviews lined up for you all to listen to next year. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Huge thanks to all my patrons as well. Without your financial support this year, again, wouldn't be possible to do what I do. So huge thank you to you for being so generous. You know, I'm just a random guy, you don't even know me. So don't know what happened there. Getting used to a new camera here. I know I haven't been great at providing extra content on Patreon this year, but that's definitely something I'm gonna try and change this year, 2024. Get some exciting stuff up for you, just as a way of saying thank you for being so generous with your money, you know. Oh, I know where we are. Oh, I know where we are. Okay, I like that little house thing. I'll probably turn around. Log. Part of me wants to go across it, but I know I will fall to my doom. I know I would fall to my doom. I have a bit of a cold today, and I'm testing a new camera and microphone, so if I look and sound absolutely terrible, I'm sorry. But yeah, huge thanks to all the patrons. I'm going to try and get some exciting stuff on the Patreon next year for you. Try and revamp that a little bit. Oh, and the other thing I have to say a huge thank you to is everyone who helps me make the videos. Editors, Joey, Amanda, Sophie. Your help has been great this year. Ettore, always coming in with the fantastic artwork. Yeah, couldn't do it without you guys. Huge thank you. Huge thank you. If a tree falls in the woods, does it make it onto a YouTube video? So far, yes. 2 out of 2 confirmed, yes. What else was I going to say? What else? What's happening next year? What's happening next year? Well, I've been really inspired this year with some different video creators. The first, I would say, History for Granite, and the Vox video producer Christoph Halbershan. I think that's how you say his name. He is the person responsible for the videos where there's the circles in the Sahara, and they just released another one about a village in the middle of a volcano, extinct volcano in Madagascar. History for Granite, if you don't know, you'll love his videos for sure. He's doing real deep dives on the pyramids and the construction techniques, using modern photography, drone footage, all of this stuff to ask and answer questions that Egyptology seems to not be so concerned about at the minute. You know, about how the pyramids were built and stuff like that. What I really love about those Vox videos and History for Granite is that they're not just reporting people's finds, but they're doing original research on YouTube. That's fantastic, really. And you can see in the views of these videos that people really appreciate that. People really like that in this day and age where so much information is at our fingertips. People can tell when the effort has been put in on the research side, for sure. And that's where the videos that I made, like first person recorded history and oldest stories in the world, they were kind of inspired by those guys to, I don't know, to create something that isn't as easily Googleable. That's definitely something I'm going to continue next year. You know, I've been trying to come up with questions, interesting archaeological questions that you can't just type into Google and get an answer. Now, I'm out of breath with this cold walking uphill. There's a good reason why YouTube isn't sort of flooded with videos like that have original research. That's because it's so time consuming, right? It's so difficult to create new research and new works. If it was easy, everyone would do it, right? But it's challenging. So don't expect a video like that every month because they're so hard. But at least I want to make sort of like, I don't know, 4 or 5 videos next year, 6 videos maybe, of original research. I think that'll be super fun. I think you'll like it too. Can't breathe in my snotty nose going uphill. Yeah, the other YouTuber who I feel really inspired by this year is old Artunche Films for making a feature-length film, a real film. I'm pretty sure it's set in 17th century New England. It's going to be a wild ride. If you're interested in the sensation of doing the same thing as I'm doing it, then for sure tonight I will be watching that film. If you're watching this video on the day it comes out, that's what I'm doing. So probably I wouldn't watch it with your kids. I don't know what this film is about, but knowing Artunche, I wouldn't watch it with your kids, okay, just saying that. But give it a watch tonight when your kids go to bed. But yeah, it sort of got me thinking, what big works can I do next year? Can I produce something feature length? Probably not fiction, I'm not talented enough for that, but could I produce an 1.5-hour documentary, 2-hour documentary? Maybe. I've sort of got my heart set on doing something big like that this next year. Hopefully I've come to a flat a bit now. I picked the steepest trail in the park to come and record a video. So sorry, I'm just going to be panting the whole way through it. I know you guys are all going to be commenting about my lack of fitness and my dad bod and my extra chin, all right. I see those comments, okay. I see those comments. You're just going to have to live with it for now. Maybe next year I'll get in shape. New year, new me. We'll see. One thing I really want to do next year is talk more about European prehistory. I've sort of not done a lot of videos on that at the minute on the channel because As a European that lives in America, I kept telling myself like, oh, next time I go back to Europe, I'll make a video on whatever whilst I'm there. But in reality, I just wanted to hang out with my family and friends, and they wanted to see my children, and so just never got done. So, but yeah, it's been tricky to travel to sites. Like, I want to travel to sites and make big videos on location, but it just so happens that the time of my life where this channel has taken off is also the time of my life when I've had children and a family. And it's, more important for me to spend time with my family in a way. My kids are only going to be young once, so you've just got to enjoy that time. Like, outside of making these videos, I'm just a family man. I'm just dadding it up. Like, I'm just hanging out with my family, not doing much of anything else really. So, but because of that, I sort of not talked about really interesting topics in European prehistory. Obviously, I studied European prehistory. It's the part of the world I'm most familiar with. So this next year, I'm just gonna get over that. I'm gonna accept that I live in America and make videos about European prehistory, even if potentially I can't visit the sites. I know I'm gonna visit one site. I'm gonna try to. No spoilers, but I'm gonna make a banger of a video at a site. Banger of a video. I'm gonna visit Vietnam this year too. My wife's Vietnamese, so I'm preparing a couple of videos I can make whilst I'm over there. Interesting stuff too. Interesting stuff you won't expect. Yeah, really looking forward to that. More uphill. There's a road down there. What a nice park though, honestly. Sometimes people in Portland hate on Forest Park, but it's so crazy to live in a city with a giant forest in the middle of it. So special, so lucky. But yeah, speaking of goals for the next year, I'm really gonna be determined to make this video. Like, this last year, I was determined to make a video where I interviewed experts about population Y, because that's just so interesting. It's just an interesting topic, combines like genetics and archaeology from all around the world. Super interesting. It was the last video I released, so I just managed to do it before the year was over. But that was a goal I had last year. Make a video about population Y. Wasn't going to let the year end without doing that. So huge thanks to Tabitha and Marcos for agreeing to be interviewed. But yeah, this next year, 2024, I don't want the year to end without having made a big video on the Bronze Age transition in Europe. Big topic, that is, huge topic. It is by far the most requested topic, I think. Like, even by some university professors reached out to me. They want me to make a video on this because I guess it's just a period that they're covering in their classes, and they want some engaging material to introduce the kids to this topic. So that's kind of cool that people reach out to me, like actual people at universities ask me about these topics, to make videos on these topics. It kind of goes to my head a little bit, am I the most important person in the world? Maybe. I'm joking, I don't let it get to my head, but it's cool, it's very cool. Whew. I'm gonna take a break. But yeah, that's gonna be a huge topic, huge topic. First of all, because it's a continent-wide event, that's always tricky to cover, because there's always some exceptions, some anomalies that probably warrant entire videos on their own. And because it was such an influential moment in European history, we're still very influenced by it. The language I'm speaking to you now descends probably from those Bronze Age people. So it's combining archaeology, it's combining genetics and linguistics, which is not something I'm an expert in at all. But because there's so much to work with, it's almost like the sky's the limit really on how detailed this video could be. That's, what I'm thinking at the minute this feature-length project could be. Like a 2-hour video on Neolithic Bronze Age transition. Go ahead, man. Consider a runner. Or he just wanted to hear what was going on with the Bronze Age. He paused whilst I was filming so that he didn't interrupt me. Man, that's very kind of him, but man, do I hate filming in public. Sometimes. Cringeworthy. But yeah, that at the minute is what I've got my heart set on. Feature length, 2024 feature length video on the Bronze Age. Bronze Age transition. Linguistics, genetics, archaeology. What do we know? What don't we know? Expert interviews. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Can't wait to make it. Just thinking in my head, can I actually visit some sites? Yeah. We'll see, yeah. Yeah. That's the plans for the channel. So, sorry this was a rambly, out of breath video. But, yeah, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything this year, to everyone. And next year is going to be biggest and best yet. Can't wait to share it all with you. Merry Christmas, Merry whatever winter festival you celebrate, or none. If you don't, just have a nice day. And yeah, take it easy. See you in the new year. Boop.